morning, everybody, and welcome to CEO Chat. My name is Al Cini.
I'm Joe Asimov.
You better be.
Well, I am.
But our guest is a terrific guest, Cate Heaman, Prelude Solutions.
Hi, nice
Welcome
to
to
meet
the
you.
program.
What a pleasure having you in the
Thank
program,
you.
Cate.
Well, it's my pleasure.
And I'll
Thank
tell you, the challenge is going to be keeping up with her because from what I understand, she has a great deal of energy.
Yes, she
so
does.
pay attention. Things are going to come fast here.
I'm glued to you, Kate.
Okay, all right, good.
What Cate has to offer is, I think, something a lot of people in business take for granted. You've got a phone. You've had that phone on your desk for 5 years, 10 years, maybe
Right.
15 or 20 years. You don't really think much about how much you're spending, what your phone bill is like, what that
Nope.
technology, and whether it's got all the features you want it to have.
That's right.
How do you fix that, Cate?
Well, great question. We come in and we analyze everything that a corporation has from all of their services. So we're looking at their voice, their data, their internet, according to their contracts and according to their actual customer service records. And we're pulling that data, we're analyzing it, and we're providing savings. Here's what you have today. Here's what it looks like. That's step one. Phase one is, as is. Phase two, naturally, because we've been doing this for, over 20 years, we come back and we also say, what can you be doing better? How can we transfer your technology into tomorrow? Right? So that's what you were talking about earlier when we're saying you've got these phone systems, we can migrate them to the cloud. We can take their services and migrate the services to the cloud. Everything's as a service now, right? So that's what we do. And we've had customers now that for 10 years that we're just constantly migrating them to the better technology.
What's a
because
typical
technology
savings?
is 33%.
30, okay. Okay. Read my mind.
No. Well, that's a number that's ingrained in all of us because last year we trended 29%. This year, 2019 or 18 actually, we trended 33%.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Okay.
Terrific.
Yep, all across all services.
Right.
Well, that's okay. So how large a company typically would call you? I mean, what size company would you work with?
So there's 4 buckets, the target customer, right? So if one location has 100 persons or more, great. Or we'll take multiple locations because you're seeing a lot of circuitry, we need some cohesiveness. So if they have multiple locations, we want to look at them.
Right.
If they have 70 company cell phones or more, we want to look at them. Just any one of these buckets, right? Or if they are looking to migrate their services or system to the cloud. Our customers, our mean average customer, is about 250. We do have one customer that's 20,000 employees, but that's that's one we've had for 10 years, and that's
Well, you've grown with them.
we've grown with them, yeah.
And you've
right.
helped them grow.
Right, and it's a large pharmaceutical company, and it's really that's one of our largest
Actually,
customers.
what's powerful about that story is that there could be a small company that could become much bigger by starting with you.
That's right.
Even though it may sound like it's not that important, I don't know why it would sound like that to somebody.
Right.
It's
I don't know
critically
why either.
important.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about saving money and the cost of the telephone, but also how that technology works in the 21st century and how it follows you where you go. I mean, all these new features.
It's
that
amazing.
people have
It
available
is
to them.
amazing. Yeah, I mean, so we do a lot of work also in the services industry. We've worked closely with the American Builders and Contractors Association. And by being in that association, we learned a lot about the mobile workers, so the service workers who are out on the road. It's not just about having their iPad anymore. That has to be tracked.
Right.
They have to know the GPS of that. They can do service orders on that now. They can even have that tied to their vehicle where they can't start their vehicle until they answer a certain amount of questions. So you can see that now ties into workers' comp.
Wow.
Right, yeah,
Right?
sure.
So that's
you
part of your
have-
value proposition.
Yeah, you have to
build
think
systems like
about
that for people.
what am I going to bring to that service industry? What value? Of course, that's just one license, but behind that is the type of technology that goes into that one license for that end user.
Okay, which vendors do you rep?
So we have 250 to 300.
Okay.
Different
so you
types
don't
of services
push
on the
same
back.
phone system on everybody.
No. We tailor our solution to the client.
Okay.
So a client, depending on their geographic location, there are types of services that they need. It's not a one type of solution for that client, which is
so it's not like a Avaya for everybody, or
which is
Nextel for everybody.
what I did before.
Right.
So that's I worked with Avaya and ShoreTel only.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do that any longer. I saw that, I really wanted to be able to bring
That's because you're a telephone consultant.
That's right.
Not
That's
a telephone salesperson.
That's right. Exactly.
And
exactly.
I think that in itself is really a
tailored,
distinctive value proposition.
It is. It's a tailored solution.
No, that's
right?
great. That's so. How much money can you save a typical company? I mean, where the savings come from?
So they all come from erroneous charges, right? So when you're pulling the invoices and you're looking at the contracts and you're pulling the customer service records, right? That's where we start. And the customer's time that's needed for us to start that process is literally 1 hour of their time to pull that information.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a larger company, of course, it's going to take more, right? It's going to be, but that's all they need to do is we do a checklist. They need to give us this information, and we're off to the races.
Right.
And we're finding these savings, right? And I'm not going to give out the secret to the sauce here. No.
Yeah, just tell us how much we're going to save.
Right.
This is cool.
It's going to be through erroneous charges. It's going to be through looking at the contracts, and everything's billed incorrectly.
Wow.
And I know that because I worked for a competitive local exchange carrier for 7.5 years before I started this company, and every invoice was incorrect.
Wow.
Really?
So every invoice is incorrect. So you're looking at 33% savings as average.
And after a while, you get numb to it, and
Right.
you shell that money out.
Right.
And it could make a huge difference in the return at the end of the year to the owners or the partners.
That's right. So you're putting 33% back into a budget
Yeah, I
where
know,
they
I know.
didn't even have it before.
That's so sensible.
Right. But we're also saying take that money and put it into your technology now.
Okay, so people out there who are watching our program have got
Right.
to, I mean, first of all, keep watching. Don't hang up and call Kate. Yeah, she's not there, but she'll be there in a bit. No, she's here right now.
Right, exactly.
But they want to give you a call, and they
Right.
want to talk to you about how a CFO is going to want to be able to save money.
Right.
So that would be one person you talk to.
Right.
But I'm also imagining the head of sales might be interested
Oh,
in
absolutely.
empowering their sales team by
That's
using
right. That's right.
telephone technology.
That's right. So we typically end up talking to the CFO, the CIO, the COO, the CEO, right?
Right.
Business owner, purchasing agents. But you're right. We want to understand every department of that organization
Right.
to see what their needs are. The HR department. Yeah, they now have solutions in place that will help HR companies to make sure that departments that will
that's-
help them do their jobs better, right?
That's
So
interesting.
even the HR department, the head of sales, right?
Right.
The vice president of sales, the head of services. You really want to understand all areas. Call centers, of course, it's
Yeah,
a big
sure.
area,
Very
right, for
important,
us.
sure.
Yeah, I certainly.
Distributed call centers in particular,
That's
because
right.
not everybody sits in one room anymore.
Right.
They're pretty much
Right.
in their pajamas at home now. And,
We want to know how we can make every department better
Well.
through technology, right? And the fact is that we can. We can.
That's
Right.
because
That's-
you're a telephone consultant
I know.
and
That's
not a
right.
salesperson.
That's right.
Which is why you really want to call Kate. And you've had plenty of experience doing this. You didn't just start doing this last week.
No, I did not. no.
So anybody who calls you gets the benefit of all that experience because you've
That's right.
seen this done plenty of times.
That's
Talk
correct.
about that.
So in 2005
Uh-huh.
was the original start of the company that it is today,
Which
right?
incredibly was 14 years ago. See, I
Yeah.
can do the math in my head.
Right.
It took me a minute
exactly.
though. That's scary.
That's right.
But
That's
yeah,
right.
that was
July of 2005
Right.
is when this company started and was founded. It was a different company at that point.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And that company we brought to 45 people, and it was an Avaya Platinum
Mm-hmm.
partner
Okay.
as well as a ShoreTel Silver partner. And we had a warehouse, we had technicians, and then 2 years ago, I decided that we no longer want to be shoehorned into two product lines,
Don't want the
right?
product medallion,
And
you want your own medallion.
for very positive reasons,
Mm-hmm.
my business partner and I, we separated, okay?
Okay.
And they have the hardware, software, and I took the consulting business, and hence Prelude Solutions started 2 years ago. We're on our third year this January.
Okay.
We just started year 3.
Great for you.
And
Terrific.
but I have the consultants that were on board with us, 14, 15 years ago now, and we've had some of the customers as well. So we have some 10-year-old customers with us now. But obviously, in the last 2 years, we've brought on roughly 50 new customers just
great.
in the
Wow,
last
that's
2 years. Yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
So that's been we had 45% growth year over year last year.
Congratulations, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Good.
So we're looking to certainly continue that growth. And
So this is not to say that Avaya is not a good product.
oh gosh, no.
But
No,
it
no.
may not be the right product.
That's
So
correct.
we don't start by assuming that you're going to get
No.
Avaya phones. We start by trying to find out what's wrong here.
That's correct.
And how we can help.
That's
And
right.
whatever you end up with.
That's right.
And it may not even be a traditional phone.
And some of my customers do have on-premise solutions, obviously, and it's just not feasible for them to do any
Can't replace
migration.
my phone.
That's right, right now, right? But you make that roadmap, and this is the time to make the roadmap for them for the future, right? So that you can get them to where they need to get to in the cloud.
What are some of the big changes in technology you've seen that have made such a difference?
Well, I mean, honestly, the Internet of Things, right? So everything is now being tracked.
Right.
Yes.
Right, and right, yeah.
This has a chip in it.
That has.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know.
But
It's
you know,
amazing.
it's good and bad, right? But everything, you know, everything is transforming, everything is moving, and we're tracking all of that.
Right.
And now, I think the biggest change is being able to, you know, your phone now, your mobile phone is really, I mean, it's really your phone that you're
Right.
using 24/7. That is no longer your desk phone. My desk phone, I use to pick up my messages.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's the reality of things. So I don't see the desk phone really being the future. I don't see that.
So why would we want to
why would we
propose a
want-
solution?
Yeah, I
that-
mean, unified communications now. I mean, you can just, when you open up your you know, Office 365, which is mostly what people have now,
Right,
It's one button for your, you know, now all
Everything.
video, right?
Wow.
I'm now on Teams, I'm on video. I'm using all of this for unified communications. I can be on the road, I can be on video. I mean, it's fantastic. And it's
Yeah.
one
Great for you.
press.
And you asked
Conference
the technology
video.
question, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
I can be
That was
but I mean, it's made the world smaller.
No, it
Right?
has.
It's made the
True,
world smaller.
exactly.
We're going to,
Yeah.
we have to take a break. But
Okay.
this is such an exciting area
Yeah.
because I want to hear a little bit about what's different with phones these days than it was than 15 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I guess they've
Get the
changed a bit.
banana out.
Yeah, they-
I know, I was going to say, I'm taking, everybody take notes, especially later on, Kate's going to tell you how to reach her, you want to write that down too. So we'll
Okay.
be right back with more CEO chat after these minutes.
Thank you.
Be right back.
Great, it's fun.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to strengthen our service members? What does it take to let them know that we stand behind them, wherever they are? What does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? And what does it take to prepare them for their future when their service to the nation is complete? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Share a message today at force.uso.org.
I want to be a contender. I want a warm belly to sleep on.
A big house.
How do I look? Do I look good?
I want to play hard.
My nails done once a month.
I want.
I want.
I want a home.
I just want a home. I want someone to love.
Last year, more than 30,000 companion animals came to us without homes. 20,000 of them were felines. Let's make some homes together.
Choosing Medicare coverage can be a very confusing and complicated process. Help is just a phone call away, 856-226-4800. As a licensed insurance agent, I'll assist you in making an informed and confident decision on a Medicare plan that meets your needs, lifestyle, and budget. Call me today for a free, no-obligation Medicare benefits consultation, 856-226-4800.
Boardwalks built for fun. Legendary rock and roll clubs.
This is how we do it.
Casinos by the ocean.
Hippity hop.
Now that's New Jersey. 130 miles of beautiful beaches. Solid rock. And everything in between. Now that's New Jersey.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to strengthen our service members? What does it take to let them know that we stand behind them, wherever they are? What does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? And what does it take to prepare them for their future when their service to the nation is complete? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Share a message today at force.uso.org.
I want to be a contender. I want a warm belly to sleep on.
A big house.
How do I look? Do I look good?
I want to play hard.
My nails done once a month.
I want.
I want.
I want a home.
I just want a home. I want someone to love.
Last year, more than 30,000 companion animals came to us without homes. 20,000 of them were felines. Let's make some homes together.
Excuse me, man.
Thanks, Kira.
We're back.
Yeah, I know.
It's right in my
You're
head.
wired.
It's right inside my head.
Right, yeah. It's going to
We're
check.
back.
Are we back?
Yes, we are.
Welcome back to CEO Chat. It happens. All of a sudden, it just sort of pops up.
I had to get you back on track.
What's this program called?
CEO Chat.
And what was your name again?
My name's Joe Osnetti.
It's Alcini. It's a pleasure
Yeah,
to meet
it's
you.
always a pleasure.
But the big story on Action News today, if I could use that,
That young lady
is
right
Cate
there.
Heaman, who is talking to us about telephones. And
Right.
you know, there's an awful lot of energy just in the way you explain how this all works. And
Right.
there's an awful lot of resistance on the part of people who are thinking, well, we have phones. What do we need new phones for?
Right.
That's almost always the first thing you hear. But in the 15 years that you've been working as a telephone consultant, as a telephony consultant,
Yes.
how much change have you seen? I know we were talking about how Maxwell Smart's shoe phone was
Yeah, we
once
were,
a
yeah.
vision of the future.
Well, I mean, it's changed immensely. So because when I first got into this business, I actually started off as a Nortel.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
no, Nortel. That's
I
an
used
old
to have a
phone,
bag
right?
phone, an NCI
Bag
bag
phone,
phone.
yeah.
So our previous company really started as a Nortel partner, and Avaya bought Nortel out.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're talking very, that's antiquated right there.
Right.
Yeah.
But everybody had an on-prem solution. So everyone had a premise-based system where their server and their entire guts of their phone system was on their location.
Right.
That is a thing of yesterday. That doesn't even happen. And not even, many people now don't even want any of that equipment on site. All they really want is to be able to use that phone and that phone only and use the internet, right? In order to get to that phone, and that's it. And that's because voice is now going over data. And that's changed since I got into the business. Everything was separate. You had plain old telephone lines, POTS lines back then, right?
Right.
Yeah.
POTS, I remember that.
POTS lines, landlines.
Which-
Landline. I'm
Landline.
calling you from a landline.
Landlines, I know, remember that?
Wait until I get onto my landline.
Another aspect.
Now it's, let me put my earplugs in. That's what it is. Wait, hold on, I gotta get my earbuds.
It's all different. But another aspect of the value you offer here too is a lot of people think that they want something because they see it on TV.
Right.
And if I don't talk to somebody who's mature enough to know that what I need and what I want could be two different things.
Right,
I
absolutely.
mean, it is possible for me to take a phone call on my watch.
Yes.
It's a miserable experience. I can't recommend it to anybody. But if somebody sees somebody do it and they come to you and they say, we all want to be able to make phone calls using our wristwatches.
Right.
The intelligent person is going to say, well, let's investigate that a little bit. Let's think about that.
Right, exactly.
Just because you can doesn't necessarily mean you should.
And that's
Dick
exactly
Tracy,
right.
remember with the wrist
I do. I remember that. The wrist radio.
40s, yeah.
And that's a perfect point because, you know, we used to always tout to our customers when we were doing new releases on phone systems.
Right.
Wait until the release
You don't
comes
have to be
out.
version
You don't have, you know, and some of them did because they were beta customers, right? But that's you want to you know make sure they're on the beta. That's part of it. But yeah, you never want to be release one. But now, I will say that you know pushing releases through systems is easier now because it's just going through, it's done at night. That's one of the benefits of going hosted. You want to push a new release out, they've tested this on the back end. They've got this now, right? And a software it's just software upgrade that does not break everything else.
That's
And that's what it's all about, right?
Exactly.
Because if you have 7 different disparate systems in a call center, because you have all of those different systems, what you really want is them to be applications, and when you push a software release out, it
well, what's good that
everything.
integrated
That's
doesn't necessarily mean all one vendor.
Well,
You
don't watch that word. We don't use that word.
No, integrated doesn't necessarily mean all from one vendor. It
No.
could be multiple
Yeah,
vendors that are
absolutely.
interoperating.
That's right.
And that's the kind of solution you really want to buy because it
That's
saves you
right.
money and gets you the results you want. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Prelude, the company, because I know
It's Prelude.
Prelude.
Prelude, as in a prelude.
Thank you for correcting my English, which stinks. But thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Prelude
Yes.
is how old now?
Well, we're going on our 3rd year.
On your 3rd year,
yes.
right?
However,
Built
it
on
has a
15 years of
history.
experience.
That's correct, and we kind of broke off. So
no, this is good.
But we are 2 years old, and we're on our 3rd year right now.
And you're growing like crazy, which is
crazy.
terrific, and you
We
should
are.
be given a lot of credit for that. And it's a women-owned business, and I know we've got some
Yes,
features we
yes.
were going to ask you to walk through.
Yes.
So, Kira, maybe you can start teeing those up.
Yep.
I don't know, we have to get our monitor back up, but
But-
talk about the women-owned business
So
journey.
so this past October, we finally earned our women-owned business certification, and it's called WeBank. WBENC, okay? And you had to have a year under your belt first before you can even go for the certification. So, you know, we got right in line and we did it right away.
Okay.
And since then, we have been able to, I want to say, the exposure from diversity and inclusion has gotten us into that Fortune 500 area of companies,
that's
right?
important.
We went to a Summit and Salute national event down in Houston. It was extraordinary, and you had meet and greets with Fortune 500 companies right there, and they set them up, and you get it was like it was a whole 14-hour day each day of exposure and business labs. It was wonderful, but it's something that I've strived and wanted to have as a business owner for a very long time.
That's great. And so you use that networking to build Prelude.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you're also a member of other business organizations, I guess.
Well,
So
yeah.
you're a pretty active member in the business community.
That's right. So there's a networking group that I've had that since I started in sales in 1998 in technology sales. That group started, and it's still alive. It's called the Energy Group.
Really?
Yep, we meet once a month down in the city at the second Tuesday of every month. So if anybody's interested in joining us, please do. It's on our website.
Great.
And that's just been together. I mean, I think that's like 20 years, right?
Wow. That's
yeah,
great.
21.
Wow.
22.
How's it
something like
grown? How many people are in it now?
You know, it's always a solid 15.
Okay.
Okay. You know, and it's a great group. But I definitely belong to other groups. You know, that's the core group that that we've just known each other forever, and we walk each other into business because that's what you do, right?
Sure.
But you know, Jersey man, Philly man. I'm a chairwoman in that group.
Okay.
You know, I'm part of the ABC, which I mentioned. We're PA, New Jersey, and Delaware, which is a wonderful association to be involved with. And you know, it's a constant networking. And also, I think it's always good to give back to charities. So I also support a lot of charities. You know, I do Ashley Owens Cocktails and Conversations, and she always gives out. Yep. So we just had one last night, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2 nights ago.
Good.
So yeah, and that's networking.
Right.
I can just tell you're somewhat comfortable in front of a group then talking about telephone technology.
That's right.
So there are a whole bunch of reasons why you should call Cate. One is you want to save some money on your phone bill, and you want to find out how you can do that.
Yep.
Another is the technology that you're using might be a little old and outdated, and you want to be more mobile and more nimble.
That's right.
With telephone communication, that's another reason.
Yep.
A third reason could be you're a chamber of commerce and you've got members who may have this problem, and
That's
you might
right.
need a speaker for a monthly event.
That's right.
Kate, you're available to do that, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. I love panel discussions. I love speaking in about what we do, about technology all the time. It's obviously I'm passionate about it, right?
And it's an interesting subject that's applicable to everybody in business. It's not a niche kind of thing.
And we do belong to many chambers as well. So we
Great.
it is it's
Great.
something.
Where are you based?
We're based out of Malvern, PA. However, our consultants are all up and down the more of the eastern side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got clients outside of Philadelphia.
Oh
area.
my gosh, yeah.
Great.
We're national.
Yeah, our program reaches from New England down to about Washington D.C. for about 70% of our audience.
Okay, great.
But we have people in California who watch.
Right,
and,
of course.
So anybody can call you from anywhere.
That's right. Right. We have international customers as well.
Good.
Just as long as they're based.
Right.
Well, you've got some companies that have
We
offices.
We don't do yen.
Yeah, that's good.
we don't audit yen.
Good,
There you go.
good.
But you will be soon, right?
Well, you never know. You never know. We'll move along with the times.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that was another point you made that I kind of want to remind people. Just you can update to new technology without necessarily replacing every phone in your shop.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yeah, because a lot of people think, how am I going to be able to afford 300 phones?
No, yeah, you can migrate. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, right? And you can, and that's what we do. We want to make sure that we're bringing all options to the table.
Okay, and what about the project management of the installation and the support? You do all that?
We do. Oh yeah.
So when we agree on a scope of work, you take it over at that point.
That's right. Yeah.
And work with us to make sure you're doing it in time.
Yes, and we follow a process, and we let the customer follow our process, right? All the way to day 2 installation. So we're on site, we're providing the training if there's any new training as well.
Right,
so
the training is another.
Right, but then we want to keep our customers. So we have managed services to keep our customers on board, right? So that we're always, the ones that they're going to look to analyze and review their technology from a telecommunications, unified communications way.
Yeah. Now, on the technical side of things, do you work with the chief information officer or a chief technology officer?
Yep, CTO, CIO.
Okay,
Yep.
so you'll integrate with whatever they're doing, and you'll work things out. You really have to.
We want to, yeah.
Okay, so they may not be the people who bring you in to begin with, but eventually you'll end up working with them to make sure the project goes smoothly.
Yep. They're part of the kickoff meeting.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. We have a team in the kickoff meeting, and they're right there.
And you walk everybody through it, so there's no mistakes made or anything.
Nope.
Wow.
No,
So
no.
this is soup to nuts, beginning to end, telephone solutions.
Yep.
Going from what might be 1980s, 1990s technology to 21st century technology, new stuff.
Right.
That works better, that's more mobile.
Right.
And you know all about that. You're an expert, and you're a telephone consultant, not a telephone salesperson. You definitely want to call Cate Heaman if you have any questions about any of that. And Kate, here's your chance to look in your camera. Tell everybody how to do that.
Okay, yeah, well, Prelude Solutions, and I'm Cate Heaman, and you can call 267-205-0895.
Terrific.
And www.preludesolutions.com.
Prelude Solutions.
Prelude Solutions, yeah. And we're on every social media aspect, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, so you can find us.
And I've looked at your website. You've also got links out to some of the organizations you're a member of. And
That's right.
It's a very informative website, even beyond telephone. So,
We
great.
are. Thank you.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Kate, thank you for joining us today on
thanks for
CEO
having
Chat.
me.
What a great conversation
Absolutely.
we had. And we had it in person, not
Fascinating.
over the phone.
Right.
Next time, phone it in. No. Thanks all of you for joining us today on CEO Chat. Have a great weekend. I'm Al Cini.
I'm Joe Osamendi.
Call Cate Heaman. She knows what she's talking about.
Be safe, sound. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kate.